Hello everyone and welcome back to Pilates. We are going to be working at our own intensity level today. As always, please don't let anything hurt. Make sure that you have a bottle of water and a stretch strap handy, right? It's afternoon. Cut me some slack. All right, so don't let anything hurt. I'll remind you to breathe, but remind yourself to breathe. We're gonna start out with our warm-up. So we wanna put our feet hip width apart. We want our hips, our knees, and our feet to be the same distance apart. And our warm-up is the same for every single class. Do this when you get out of bed in the morning. Gets you going, gets everything warmed up, gets your blood flowing, connects your brain to your body. You've been disconnected for however long you've been sleeping. So connect your software to your hardware. All right, roll your shoulders back and down. Your shoulders go into your back pockets. Let your arms come down, let them relax, and just sway. Keep your hips tucked under. Transferring your weight from one foot to the other without lifting your feet off of the floor. Remind your toes to open instead of crunching up. Breathe. Be at the moment. Don't think about what you're going to do later. Don't think about what you just did. Be in this moment. And bring it back to center. To the fronts of the feet and back through the heels. So you're just going to rock forward and back. Very slightly lifting your heels, or not at all. Just putting your weight into the fronts of your feet and then back into your heels. A little bit of a balance challenge here, but you're rooting down. Bend your knees. If you have straight legs, you're going to pitch forward and you're going to fall backwards. So use those knees, forward and back. Feel your feet rooting down into the floor. Breathe. That's the floor creaking, not my joints. And bring it back to center. We're going to work on those hips. So you're going to let your hips stick out to the side as you bend the opposite knee. We keep our upper body tall and straight. Stretching out through that lower back and the back of the hip. Always moving slowly and fluidly. Fast movement causes muscle spasm and muscle cramp. So you want to go slow, fluid movement. Out to the side, out to the side. Letting those hip joints move, stretching out the lower back and through the hips. Breathe. You can feel things starting to get warmer. Breathe. Feed the muscles the oxygen they need to keep working. And bring it back to center. We're going to widen our feet, but we're going to keep our toes facing forward. But we're a little wider than shoulder width now. We're going to keep transferring the weight from one foot to the other foot, bending our knees. That's it. We're going to include our arms now. So we're going to start working on our shoulders. We're just going to close our hands, and then we're going to open them. Close them and open them. Breathe. Side to side, open and close. Right here we're stretching our upper back, and here we're stretching through the chest. And we're warming up shoulder joints and everything in the upper body. Front and back. Open and close. Breathe. The more body parts we include, the more you need to breathe because your intensity is going up. The more body parts you use, the more energy you use. We're going to go up and over. Up and over. Remember, you don't have to straighten your arms. If this is your up and over without feeling pain, so be it. You do what you can do without feeling pain. Up and over. We just want to keep everything moving, keep everything warming. Breathe. One more, and then we're going to alternate. So one to the front, and open, up and over, and down. Breathe. That's it. Breathe, stand up nice and tall, top of the head reaching toward the ceiling, reaching toward the sky. And just open and close. Beautiful. Keep this going, but just let your arms swing. Release everything out of those shoulders. Just let your arms swing. Uncrunch your toes. Uncrunch those toes. All right, we're gonna go to our reach to one side. Remember, if you have a cranky lower back, keep everything facing forward. Keep everything facing your screen. You don't have to do the lower spine rotation. Keep everything facing forward. We're gonna start and we're just gonna touch right there and then open. Touch and open. So this is what you're gonna be doing if you have a cranky lower back. Maybe over time, if you do this enough, your lower back won't be so cranky. And you can add this, the little turn. It's not big, it's little. Use your knees to help facilitate that little rotation. Open and close. Reach down and touch. That's it. I'm trying to lengthen and stretch, moving, stretching, so I can eventually put my palms together. I'm almost there. Remember, don't ever force it. Reach. Last one. I'm going to transition. I'm going to hold. Now I'm going to start on the other side. Remember, if you have a cranky lower back, you keep everything facing your screen. You might get to touch your elbow. If not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're just keeping everything moving. I'm going to add my little rotation now. Bend those knees. Open and close. And breathe. Breathe. Beautiful. You all look like ballerinas. I can see you. We're almost there. 2 more. Last one. And we're just going to let everything go. Let your feet go. Let your arms go. Just let everything go. If anything starts to cramp up before the end of that particular warm-up exercise or sequence, stop. Stop and shake things out. Don't let them get so crampy and so sore that you can't get out of the cramp. Stop when you feel the cramping, shake it out. Shake it out. Don't go past that point of it's so bad now I'm going to have a muscle cramp for a long, long time. Get out of it while you feel it. Not so bad. All right. We're going to do our sit down and our sky reach. We want to keep our spine long. I'll show you from the side what not to do, but this is what your body's going to want you to do. We do a little sit down, and then as we come up to our long spine, your body wants to go ooh, and lean backwards. I just compressed everything in my lower spine. That hurts the lower back. So what you want to do is do your little sit down. Lead with this. Long spine. Reach to the ceiling. Reach to the ceiling. You don't have to reach above your head. Unicorn horn, that'll do. Okay? You don't want your body to lean back and take you into that spinal compression. You want to decompress the spine by going long. And say it in your head. Say sit down and then long spine. Fingers reaching up top of the head toward the ceiling. All right, so let's set the lower body first. All right, hips, knees, feet. Same with the part. Lead with your butt on your sit down. You don't have to bend your knees very much. Start small and then let it grow. Here we go. I'm gonna sit down, up, long spine. Sit down, long spine. As I go, as my knees start to warm up, I can sit down a little further each time. Maybe, maybe not. It's okay. You work where you are. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. That's it. And again, if this hurts, you do what you can with your shoulders. Work within your personal range of motion, always. Breathe out. Breathe in, long spine. We're gonna do 3 more. Sit down. Long spine. Breathe out. One more, and we're gonna hold it, and we're gonna climb. Hold. Climb through your ribs. Ribs. Don't think about your arms. Think about your ribs. Lift your armpit. Lift your armpit. And breathe. Open those ribs. I'm sweating. One more on each side. And bring it down. Grab a sip of water. I'm just going to shake it out here for a few seconds. All right, let's work on that balance, and I'll show you from the side first. I've got 1 foot behind, 1 foot to the front. There's about yay much space between these toes and that heel. Okay, we're gonna go up onto the balls of the feet, and we're coming back down flat. Your body's gonna wanna do this. Pitch you forward, and then it's gonna wanna rock you back. That's what you don't want to do, okay? Top of head, always going toward the ceiling. Even when we start to add the arms, especially when we start to add the arms, as soon as you do this, your body's gonna wanna follow. Don't let it break it up. Your arms are gonna go this way, but your head's going that way. Okay, so there's brain-body connection happening here as well. All right? All right. Take your time to set. And I'll keep doing this sideways so you can see what I'm doing here. All right, I'm just gonna test it out. Okay, I'm good. If I was shaky, instead of my feet being almost in a straight line, I'm going to widen my base of support. Always work your balance where you are. Some days it might be solid, other days, So pay attention to how it feels each day, each moment, okay? And adjust accordingly so you don't fall on the floor and then you're looking at the ceiling going, how that happened? Okay, so pay attention to how you actually feel as you're moving. All right, here we go. Pull the tummy in tight. This is Pilates, it's about the core, okay? Here we go. I'm gonna start small with the arms. Up we go. Flat onto my feet, don't rock back. Up we go. Bring it down. Hinge. Balls of the feet. Feet are flat. I'm gonna start bigger with my arms. My head is going up. My arms are going forward, but I'm not allowing my body to follow my arms. Up we go. Use your knees to help drive your balance. Pull your tummy in tight. Going all the way up. All the way up. Straight up. Straight down. Don't allow the body to rock forward or back. We're gonna do 2 more, and the last one we're gonna hold at the top for a 5 count if you can. If you can't, that's okay. Here we go. You ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna come back down, and I'm gonna release. The next one, I'm gonna do facing you. So I'm gonna change feet. If your feet are crampy, shake them out. Shake them out, especially through those toes, okay? Sometimes as we get older, we lose the collagen in the bottoms of our feet and the balls of our feet, so it might be uncomfortable. Make sure you've got sufficient padding underneath your feet, or you can wear your running shoes for Pilates. If you need that extra support, put your shoes on. It's okay. Just make sure that they're running shoes and not flip-flops or, Birkenstocks or whatever. You need to put on proper running shoes if you need that extra support. All right, so this foot's coming forward. This foot's coming behind. And again, if you want to challenge your balance, you narrow your base of support, right? I'm challenging myself right now. If you're too wobbly, you widen the base of support. I'm gonna go halfway, okay? My toes are facing forward, everything is facing forward. I'm getting my shoulders back and down. I'm gonna start nice and small, up onto the balls of my feet, and back down, flat on the feet. Top of the head reaching toward the ceiling. Don't let your body follow your hands or your arms. Up a little bit more, that's it. That's it. Make sure your head is going up and your body's not pitching forward. There we go. Up we go and down. Uncrunch your toes. Widen those toes. It helps if you do this with your fingers too. It reminds your toes to open. As you open your fingers, your toes go, oh, right, okay. You need your toes open to maintain balance. All the way up. And down. I'm gonna do a few more, but we're gonna hold that last one for a 5 count. Back down, up. Remember to stay tall, long spine. Don't let your body lean forward or back. We're gonna do 2 more. One more, and we're gonna hold it for a 5 count if you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it down and shake out those feet. Shake out those feet. Awesome. All right. Grab a sip of water if you need it. Sometimes you need it even when you don't think you do. All right, I'm gonna practice what I preach. All right. You might not think that Pilates includes squats, but Pilates does include squats because it takes core strength to use your lower body and your upper body effectively. A lot of people, when they go to sit down in a chair, they just let themselves fall down into that chair. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You want to take your time, make sure that the chair is behind you, and that you sit down gently into the chair with everything facing forward, okay? So pay attention when you're standing and sitting. A lot of people are like, I can't do squats because it hurts my knees. In reality, if you do proper squats, they will strengthen your knees. True story. So we're gonna do some very easy squats, not deep squats. We're just gonna learn how to bend our knees without shooting them forward by using our butt to counterbalance ourselves. We're gonna use our arms to counterbalance ourselves. So it looks like this from the side. Not pretty, but it's effective. All right. I'm going to lead with my butt, and I'm gonna reach out to the front with my arms. Watch my knees. My knees stay over the middles of my feet. They don't shoot forward. As soon as you do this, that hurts. It hurts my calves, and it also puts a lot of pressure under the knee. That's what you don't want. Watch what happens to my knees as I lead with my butt. They bend, but they're not going anywhere. They're just bending. They're staying over the middles of my feet. And then I'm gonna stand back up. Simple. You don't have to sit down very far. You just have to bend your knees without shooting them forward. Lead with your rear, okay? So I'm gonna do some from the side so you can really get that posturing. And then I'm gonna turn to the front so you can see that I keep my chest up and lifted. I don't hinge from my hips to look down at the floor and stand back up. So technique is everything, form is everything, because if you break your form, then you start to get hurt, and it's the last thing you want to happen. So here we go. We're gonna sit down and we're gonna reach out to the front. You wanna get your weight into your heels, not so much that you fall backwards. That's one. Stand up tall, lead with your butt. So when you're sitting down, you're feeling your lower back, your glutes, and the back of your legs. When you go to stand back up, you use your abdominals and your quads. Okay? So sitting down, you're tightening up the back of the body, you tense up those muscles. When you stand back up, you tense up your tummy and your quads. Okay? Down we go. Feel the back of the body, lower back, glutes, hamstrings, quads and abs. Stand back up. Sit down. Breathe out. Stand up, breathe in. We're gonna do 2 more. Sit down, breathe out. 1 more with me facing this way. And back up and have a little shake out. Have a little shake out. All right, we're gonna do 5 more. Slow squats, you're gonna feel your muscles and you're also using your core. You're not using the speed of the movement to move your body. You're actually using your muscles to actually move your body and control how slowly you sit down and how slowly you stand back up. So you're using your muscles to control your body. All right, here we go. Sitting down for 1. Keep your chest up and lifted. Don't squash your orange. Up we go. Down for 2. Breathe out. Stand up. Breathe in. Down for 3. And up. Breathe. Breathe out for 4. Breathe in for 4. Last one. Breathe out for 5. And breathe in for 5. And shake it out. Wait until you come to the end of the exercise. Don't start shaking it out as you're standing up. Always follow through. Come to the end of the movement before you go to your recovery. Okay, so we're gonna go into some sitting Pilates exercises. So you wanna sit up nice and tall. You can have your mat facing this way. I'm just gonna leave mine this way. And what you're gonna do is you're going to, and I'll do this sideways and facing straight on. I'll start this way, then I'll turn sideways. So you want your hips, your knees, and your feet about the same distance apart, okay? You're gonna dig your heels in, bend your knees a little bit. We're gonna row our boat. We don't have anything to really row with. If you wanna grab your stretch strap, cool. If not, just pretend you've got an oar, a paddle in your hands. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna push up to the ceiling, we're gonna lean forward, and then we're gonna pull back as we lean back just a little bit. Up, straight up, lean forward, and then pull back. That's what it looks like from the front. You're gonna feel your lower back and your abs very quickly. We're gonna shoot for 10. If you can only do 5, cool. Remember, don't compare yourself to anybody else, right? You're competing with this is what you're competing with, okay? So always remember that. All right, so I'm setting myself up. Got my paddle. See, I straighten my spine and I push forward. I want to be all the way forward on my sit bones. Up goes my paddle. I bring it forward. I hunch forward. And now I'm gonna pull back. Up. That's 1. There's 2. Up. For 3, pull it back. For 3, up. For 4, pull it back. Up. For 5, and back. If anything starts to hurt you, stop. This is 6. Up. This is 7. We have a couple more. Up. This is 8. 2 more. Up for 9. Back for 9. Last one. Up. Forward. And back. Come all the way up. And what do? We recover. That's what we do. A little bit of recovery, happy baby, whatever you want to call this. I'm massaging my lower back. That's what I'm doing. And taking the tension out of my tummy, all of that stuff. Perfect. We're going to stay down here. All right. We're going to keep working through the abdominals by doing, it's called the 100, the Pilates 100. I don't actually count to 100. We just do it because some people do it a little quicker than others. It depends on the length of your arms and your core strength, all of that. So what we're going to do, and I'll slow it right down, but then we're going to pulse it. So you're going to bring your legs to what's called tabletop. And you're going to bring your hands down on the floor. You're already using your abdominal muscles to keep your legs in this position. So now we're going to use the abdominals even more to lift our shoulders, lift our arms, and we're going to start pumping our arms. Like so. Don't squash your orange. Okay? So I'm just going to approximate 100. Okay? And when you need to, you go to recovery. Okay? Remind your body to breathe. It's usually 5 breaths in, 5 breaths out, but whatever. Just breathe, don't hold your breath. Here we go. Part 1. Ready? Here we go. 30. 70. 90. 90. Breathe and recover. Whenever you need water, you grab it, especially if you're sweating. If you are dehydrating by sweating, you need to rehydrate by sipping at your water. All right, we're gonna give the abs a bit of a break, but not really. So we're gonna focus on our lower back, but if you bring everything down slowly, the abdominals control that descent. So pushing the hips to the ceiling, that's your lower back muscles contracting to push your hips toward the ceiling. When you're bringing the hips back down, this is being controlled by your abdominals. Your abdominals are bringing the hips back down slowly. So you're working the lower back, then we pause, and then we bring it down by switching to the power in the abs. You want to push your weight down into your heels. We did this one last time. So, and it's one of the easiest ways to work your lower back without laying on your belly and hurting your ribs or hurting your belly or hurting your chest, right? Or even hurting your neck. So we stay facing up using the lower back to push the hips toward the ceiling, and then the abdominals to bring everything back down slowly and safely. Put your palms down on the floor, down beside your hips. Pull your heels in as much as you can. Hips, knees, feet, shoulder width or hip width apart. So I'm going to start, I'm contracting my lower back muscles to start pushing toward the ceiling. If you want to come right back down, come right back down. If you want to come all the way down and take a breath or two and let everything go, cool. If you want to challenge yourself, there's always ways to make it easier and ways to make it harder. Use those lower back muscles. Stay here. Count to 3, 2, 3, and then bring it back down. Right? All the way down, or just as the back of your hips start to touch your mat, press back up and hold for longer. You work at your own pace, your own level of ability. I'm going to mix it up here. I'm going to go up. I'm coming right back down. All the way down. Collapsing into my mat, contracting the lower back. This time I'm going to pause. Now I'm going to transfer. My abdominals are controlling. I'm barely going to touch my mat before I start to press back up. Slow, steady movement. Try not to squeeze your bum. And that way it's your lower back doing the work. Breathe out. And breathe in. Always controlled, steady, fluid movement. Jerky, quick movement, again, causes muscle cramping, muscle spasm. It's the last thing you want in your lower back. Down we go. I'm going to hold. Keep your bum relaxed if you can. Don't use the back of your legs either. Focus on those lower back muscles. Press, press, press. And let it come back down. Do a few more at your own pace and then go into recovery. Bring it down. I'm going to do one more and I'm going to hold for a 10 count at the top. Come with me if you choose. If not, that's okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Don't crash. Don't crash. Once you're all the way down, bring it in for recovery and roll out that lower back. Keep your feet off of your mat. Breathe. You have to add that recovery so you don't end up hurt. All right. This one's a bit difficult, but I know you can do it. It's not difficult to do it. It's difficult to stop your body from cheating, okay? We're gonna go back to that tabletop. And ballerinas use their toes. We are going to use our heels because we don't want our cramps to happen in our calf muscles. So you come to tabletop. Watch what I do with my hips. I've locked my knees into 90 degrees. I'm moving from my hip. I'm not bending and straightening my knee. Using my hip. Where am I feeling this? Right here. I bring it back up. And I do the other side. Keep those knees at the 90-degree angle. A lot of people start doing this. They start bending and straightening their knees to touch their heel to the floor. Move from your hips. Put your fingertips on your hips. You want to feel them move. You want to feel your hip open, 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 and close. Keep your abdominals tight, tight, tight. Keep those knees at that 90. Move from your hips. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, last one. Breathe out. Breathe in. Oh my goodness. If you weren't feeling anything through your abdominals, what were you doing? Bending and straightening your knee to touch that heel to the floor. Continue on with that recovery. All right. We're going to go to the lower back and we are going to turn over. If you need more padding under your chest or under your tummy, please feel free to put as much padding as you need under there. All right, so I'm going to turn over onto my tummy. When we're on our tummy, the last thing we want to do is this. Look at the back of my neck. What did I do? I just crushed everything, right? So you end up seeing stars and you end up with headaches. You want to keep, the orange is not under your chin anymore, it's right here. You never want to crush your orange, okay? Keep the neck aligned with the spine. Very simple exercise. We use our lower back to lift our chest off of the mat. 3 ways to do this. I'll show you each variation. If you have your hands here, that's the easiest because you're only lifting the weight of your head and your upper body, your chest, off of the floor by using the lower back muscles. So this is what this looks like. You start with your forehead on your mat and you lift. I'm not looking forward, I'm using my lower back muscles. As this space got smaller, so there's a contraction. Back down. You want to make it a little bit harder and add a little bit of weight to the upper body. Rest your forehead on your hands, but you don't use your arms to lift your forehead. You're here. Okay? You want to go full on and add a lot of weight to your upper body. Your arms go here. And you fly. And back down. You choose which option you want. I'm going to do a couple option 1, a couple option 2, and a couple with option 3. So you follow along to which one you choose. Contract your lower back. Don't squash your orange. Okay, we're gonna do 10 in total. Here we go. Don't squeeze your bum. Here we go. 1. Slow and steady. 2. 3. I'm going to change my arms now. 4. 5. 6. I'm going to do one more here. 7. I'm going to change my arms. 8. 9. One more. 10. Come all the way down. Curl your toes under. And stretch out that lower back. Recover here. And breathe. If you need to roll, if you need more padding under your knees, please roll your mat up. Get some padding under there. All right, we're gonna do a yoga move, but we've turned it into a Pilates move as well. It's cat-cow. All right, so your knees are below your hips, your hands are below your shoulders, and you're going to pull your tummy in, squash your orange, and release. Keep looking at your mat. Don't squash your orange in the back of your neck. Up for 2. Pull it in, pull it in. Use those tummy muscles to push your spine toward the ceiling. And drop it down. Up for 3. Pull that tummy in. Squash that orange. And recover here. Drop it down. Tummy in. Pull, 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 pull. And release. I think we're on number 6. Pull it in for 6. Pull that tummy in as tight as you can. Belly button to spine. Pull, pull, pull. And release it for 6. Don't squash your orange in the back of your neck. Pull it in for 7. Pull that tummy in as much as you can. Pull in, pull. And down for 7. Pull it in for 8. Pull, pull, pull. Tight, tight tummy. And drop it down. We have 2 more. Pull it in for 9. And drop it down. Last one. Pull that tummy in as tight as you can. Come on, pull, pull, pull. Really push that spine toward the ceiling. Pull that tummy in. Get your bum tucked under if you can. Release it down. Take the weight out of your knees. Get your weight into your shins. And get the tension out of those wrists. Straighten your wrists. Breathe. I'm going to unroll my mat. All right. All right, you're going to come down onto your side. And remember last week, I asked you to make a nice straight line and not be a banana shape, right? This week, I'm asking you to be a banana shape. So my back is lined up against the back of my mat, the back edge of my mat, and my toes are coming to the front edge of my mat. My shoulders are on top of each other. My hips are on top of each other. I'm going to lay down flat here. Sometimes this is hard on the wrist. If you want to come here, you can. I just find it more comfortable here. So banana shape. We're going to pull our knee to the front, and then we're going to kick it to the back. This is what your body's going to want to do. Whoop. Use your core muscles to stop your body from moving. Okay? So banana shape. Bend your bottom knee if you need to. Spider-Man fingers in front for support. So bend your knee, pull it to the front, and now you're going to sweep it to the back. Don't let your leg cheat and do this. Make sure that actually sweeps behind you. You're going to feel your core muscles right here, stopping your body from rolling, okay? Pull your knee in and sweep it back. Good job. Pull it in. Totally lost count. Whatever. Pull it in. Sweep it back. You feel your hip open. Don't let your body roll backwards. Keep your hips on top of each other. We're going to do 2 more. Last one. Pull it in. Sweep it back. Pull it in, and you're going to roll off of that bottom hip. And you're going to let this stretch. Breathe. Breathe. Recovery, recovery, recovery. this is not dead time. You're actually letting your body recover. So don't think that you're wasting time by giving yourself 30 seconds to let go of the last exercise, set your mind for the next exercise, and let go of all of the tension that you just built up in those muscles. All right, we're gonna go over onto our other side. So line your back up against the back of your mat, and then you're gonna bring your toes to the front so you've got banana shape going on. Bend your bottom knee a little bit if you choose, okay? Hips are on top of each other. You don't want your hips like this or like this, and you want your shoulders on top of each other. So Spider-Man fingers for support. Here we go. Pull it in for 1. I'm gonna count this time. We're gonna do 10. There's 1. Don't let your body roll. Knee in for 2. Push it back for 2. Feel those core muscles stabilizing the rest of your body. In for 3. Back for 3. In for 4. Out for 4. In for 5. Back for 5. Remember, if you're prone to muscle cramps in your calves, don't point your toes so hard. Relax your ankle. In for 6. Back for 6. In for 7. Back for 7. In for 8. Back for 8. In for 9. Back for 9. In for 10. Back for 10. Bring it back to start position. And then roll off of that bottom hip, roll onto your thigh, and bring your knee to the front and let all of this stretch out. Breathe. Let everything recover. Beautiful. All right, it's time for stretch strap. It's gonna scooch. That is a technical term of movement, you know, a scooch. Yeah. All right. So you want the strap that doesn't stretch, right? So we're gonna start by hooking up that right foot. Avoid the arch of the foot. You don't want to hurt. There's not a lot of flesh there. You want to stay through the ball of the foot. We also want to protect our lower back. So we're going to bend our left knee and put our foot on the floor, and then we're going to roll back. Please don't think that you have to point the bottom of your foot up toward the ceiling right off the bat, because you don't. Oh, my mad enough. I'm just going to adjust. Here we go. Keep your legs straight. Pull your toes toward your body. You want to feel the stretch from the back of your heel up through the calf, back of the knee, and up through the hamstring. But you don't want it to hurt. It's going to be uncomfortable. That's okay. You're going to feel tension. That's okay. Pain. That's not okay. Breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Remember, stretching is the third leg of your fitness, okay? You've got your cardio, you've got your strength training, and then you've got your stretching. Three-legged stool, okay? You can't skip any of it. So if you're doing cardio and strength training, you need to get your stretches in, okay? Very gently, we're going to drop the leg out to the side. Keep the leg as straight as you can. Keep your hips and your upper back on the mat. You control it. You control that stretch. If I feel tension when my leg is here, I use the strength in my arm and in my strap to stop my leg from dropping any further toward the floor. Eventually, That tension in the thigh lets go, the inside of the leg, and your leg starts to drop all by itself. Keep your butt and your shoulders on the mat, allowing the groin to stretch out without feeling pain. Breathe. Gently bring it back up to the top. You're going to change hands. You're going to put your stretch strap in the other hand. This knee is going to fall to the floor as this hip comes off. But I'm going to keep my shoulders on the floor as much as I can. You're going to feel this on the outside of the leg, through your butt, your outside of your hip, into your lower back, up through your ribs. And if you turn your palm to the ceiling, you're going to get a stretch in the front of your shoulder as well. Breathe. Nice chain stretch. Chain stretching is good. Your muscles are all chained together, so chain stretching is a good thing to do. Breathe. Bend the knee, roll back onto your back. You're going to change feet. Start all over on this side. Pull the toes to the nose. This is my tight side, so I'm going to start here. As the tension lets go, that's when I start bringing it back up closer to the top of my body, but not until I feel this tension go away. When it goes away, I bring it up a little bit more until I feel tension, then I stop. When that tension goes away, then I deepen the stretch a little bit more. Baby steps when you're going into deep stretches. Breathe. Breathe. Good stuff in, bad stuff out. Very gently, let it start to fall. Keep the leg as straight as you can. Foot is dorsiflexed, meaning you're pulling the top of the foot toward the body. Keep both butt cheeks on the mat. Keep your shoulders on the mat, looking straight up at the ceiling. Controlling how much or how little that leg falls toward the floor. Keep your belly pulled in tight. Breathe. I always want to close my eyes when I stretch. It helps. I visualize all of the tension leaving, falling down into the floor, leaving my muscles and falling down into the floor. Breathe. Slowly bring it back up to the top. Change hands. Little pause at the top as you change. Now everything falls across the body. Keep looking at the ceiling if you can. Turn the palm to the ceiling if you can. Whatever you can do without feeling pain. Breathe. Nice chain stretch, the left side of the body. Breathe. Bend that knee and come back to center. Put your stretch strap to the side. Now we're going to go into those sciatica recommended stretches. We're not stretching the sciatic nerve. We're stretching the muscle that pinches the sciatic nerve. It's called the piriformis, and it runs from your hip bone to your tailbone. Your sciatic nerve runs north and south from the bottom of your spine all the way down your leg. Both sides, you've got a sciatic nerve on this side and the other side. So you want to stretch out the muscle that pinches it and causes the pain. Easiest way to do that is like this. You cross your right ankle over your left knee. Make sure that you're in that notch above your ankle bone, right? And let the right leg relax. Talk to your ankle, talk to your knee, talk to your hip. Say it's okay to relax. You know, it's okay. Stay there for a few seconds. And if it's too intense going into the second part of the stretch, you stay here. You stay here until your mind allows you to do this, your body allows you to do this, and then you go to the hard part of the stretch, which is this. Take your left hand, get ready to grab onto your right ankle, pick your left foot up off the floor. Make sure that that right leg stays relaxed. You're feeling this down in here. Breathe. This is a hard one. Takes your breath away. Remind yourself to breathe, and you're going to feel it let go. And release. Let's do the other side. Stay here. Let that ankle relax, nice and loose. The knee is relaxed, nice and loose, so is your hip. Let that leg relax. Now you get ready to pick it up. Use your right knee to help push your left leg toward your body. Don't let the left leg do any of the work. Between your hand and your knee, that's what helps push everything to the top of the body. Breathe. My ankle is loose. And release. Keep your legs in neutral, and we're going to open the upper part of the body. We're going to open through the chest so that your elbows come out to the sides of the body. Just open the chest. And breathe. We're going to start running that thumb along the floor, reaching above the head, reaching away from the top of the head, and we're going to push that heel away from the body. Let the stretch start through the ribs, traveling up to your fingers and traveling down through your heel. Open the ribs. And bring it back. The heel, let's do the other side. I'm going to start with my arm. And then I'm going to push through my heel. Back. You're going to roll over onto your side, roll toward your screen, and then whatever side you're laying on, that's what hip you're going to come up onto. Okay? Whatever hip you're on, that knee comes to the front. Don't worry about this guy just yet. Now that I'm upright and I'm facing forward, now I'm going to start creeping this knee behind my hip. I want to open the front of my hip, and I want to stretch my quad, okay? Breathe. Breathe. Keep this knee bent. If you straighten it, you don't get a quad stretch. You'll still open the hip, but you don't get that quad stretch. Bring this knee back to the bottom of this foot. Roll over onto your hip. Flat on your rear. Just gonna shift here. Over onto your other hip. Worry about this knee first. That knee touches the bottom of this foot. now I'm gonna open it. Open the hip, stretch down through the quad. We're almost finished. We're almost finished. Bring this knee back to the bottom of that foot. Sit down flat on your rear end. Your feet are facing me. You're gonna bring the bottoms of your feet together, okay? Hang on to your ankles. You're gonna squash your orange as you push your spine behind you. Let your shoulders roll forward. We wanna get a big stretch through the upper back. Breathe. Breathe, push that spine behind you. Watch your vertebrae open. Decompressing your discs, giving them space. Breathe. And sit up nice and tall. Take a couple of breaths. And we are finished. Thank you so much for taking the time to spend a little bit of time moving, breathing, allowing your body to function the way it's meant to function. As we start to get older, things start to break down, right? So we have to work really, really hard to maintain our strength and maintain our mobility. So the harder you work, the better things get. And when I say work hard, I don't mean moving at the speed of sound or lifting heavy weights. I mean working hard in getting your body to move the way it used to move when you were younger, with balance, with coordination, with your joints and your muscles moving the way that they used to move, right? Brain connected to the body. This is brain work as well. You have to think about what you're doing. So it's an all-encompassing thing that you're doing here, and I applaud each and every one of you. So take care, be well, go drink some water, and I'll see you again soon.